So you married the love of your life. Life's great. You have 2 kids together. Their ages 4 and 6. You own a home. You live a great life. Everything's cool. The only problem is the sex life has gotten a little stale. You find out that on a business trip, he meets a girl at the hotel bar. They have a one-night stand, and he swears it will never happen again. Where do you go from here, Pixie?
Divorce.
So right away,
wow.
Divorce.
Yeah, I think, what is it? It's funny because if he talked to me about it beforehand, maybe we could have found something. Maybe I would have been even open for him to experiment, like depending. But he broke that trust. He didn't even have a conversation. I think in the future he'd be willing to do it again and again and again without talking to me.
So what do you do with the 2 kids that are 4 and 6?
I mean, hopefully we would have some sort of shared custody agreement. It depends on what other things I find out about his character afterwards. If he's willing to cheat on me, I wonder what other secrets might be hidden.
So just to be clear, and I'm not condoning the one-night stand in the hotel, but you have 2 kids, you're happily married, everything's good, you have a house, life's good. He has sex with 1 girl 1 time, not condoning it, but that's it. The whole family is now officially done.
There's no
How comfortable were you with that?
There's no trust. I think resentment will build, suspicion and paranoia will build, and that's not okay for my children to be subjected to those feelings of me, to be maybe subjected to those feelings of my ex-husband if he's feeling that way about me. Like, it's just not a healthy environment for my children to be in.
Okay, Daniela, same situation. He cheated, hotel bar, you love the guy, life's great. You know, sex life has been average these days. He cheated, he swears it'll never happen again. Let's say it doesn't happen again. What do you do with your husband?
I do understand. There is a lot to put into consideration, especially because you have a family. I feel like if I acted on emotion, I would say divorce. But because there is a lot to consider, I am a family-oriented person, so I would put my kids first. And just like analyzing the situation, and it would cause suspicion and it would cause distress, but I feel like with communication, everything can be solved.
So you're not going to get a divorce immediately?
My first idea would not be divorce.
Okay.
There would be
what would you do?
I think, you know, like people make mistakes in life, especially in a long-term relationship. So I would probably, he'd have to earn my trust back for sure. But I don't think I would divorce him. I think that we could work through it, but like definitely with earning my trust back.
Got it. Kate, what do you do?
I think you have to put the kids first when you're in a marriage and have kids. So I think that, you know, it would be trying to keep things together and figuring that out as the first priority if we could.
Okay, so ladies, red or green? Red is we are getting divorced. Green is I'm gonna stay, we're gonna try to make it work, hold them up and hold them up high. Red is divorce. Green is you're gonna stay together. Okay, so we have almost a unanimous decision that you are not going to get a divorce other than Pixie.
Yeah, these just guys said they don't date single moms. Why would anyone get a divorce?
Wait, everybody said they're not?
So, no, they are not getting a divorce. Brianna, you're going to stay with your husband.
That's her shit, baby.
So, all right, let's play a game here. Then we're going to get the gentleman involved. So the husband cheated. Let's just say for the sake of it, it was a one-time hotel lobby thing. It happened one time, all good. Now.
In the lobby?
You find out, not in the lobby, Kev, stop. You find out, in actuality, that he lied to you. It wasn't a one-time thing in the lobby. He's been having sex with this girl for 6 months.
Can I ask a very important question?
Hold on.
No questions.
It's been 6 months. He lied to you. The kids are no longer 4 and 6. They're 5 and 7 now. Okay? Doesn't make a difference. No. I know. Hold it up. Green, you're staying together. Red, you're getting a divorce. Hold it up, ladies. Red, red. Tiffany doesn't know how to hold it up.
No, I'm confused.
Okay, you're confused. Red, green. You're staying with your man even after that. Red, still green.
Contingent on one question.
Yes, go ahead.
Is the lack of sex in our sex life because of me, because I'm withdrawing from him, or is it because he's no longer attracted to me anymore? Because you said that's the one thing, the one like blemish in the relationship is the sex life isn't on point. Is it because of me as the woman? Because I genuinely believe that the way women need emotional support is the way men need their sexual desires fulfilled. And so if you're not going to give that to your man, he's going to go find it somewhere else. And that is fucking fair enough.
Okay, so is it fair to say for the most part, it was unanimous. It was more than I thought. Other than Pixie, there's a one-time pass because there's kids involved. Is that fair? Now, what happens if there were no kids involved? You're just dating the guy, all right? It's serious, you're married, but there's no kids. Red or green? Go ahead, hold it up.
How long are we married?
You're married, but it's there's no kids.
How long?
We have red, you're married a year. Green. All right, so it starts to devolve from there. Got it.
Still contingent on what I said, whether it was me or him that withdrew from the set. Because if he's not interested in me anymore, if he's no longer attracted to me, then that's going to be difficult to fix, right?
Troy, pretend in some distant fantasy land. Ready? You're married.
Jesus Christ.
I know. You have not one, but 2 kids.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, there it is.
No more traveling.
You're actually faithful to your woman, but now you're 52 years old, your kids are a little bit grown, they're 4 or 5 years old, whatever.
Yeah.
You cheat one time, she finds out.
Yeah.
Do you think she should leave you?
No.
Or should she, how do you make it work?
I don't think she should, because I think I agree with what people have said about the family. I think that, and look, the reality, unfortunately, as harsh as it is to say, the reality is guys are kind of, it is kind of biologically programmed within us to go and seek variety, unfortunately. And this is why I think marriage is extremely difficult for everybody, because women as well are. Women as well like variety also, but men certainly do. And so I think if we're talking about a one-off thing, that happens, but it's not going to jeopardize, her still being your main woman and you're looking after the kids. Because I again, as I say, I don't want to, make this about my personal experience, but my parents divorced when I was younger. That undoubtedly had a huge impact on my life and on my, psychological well-being. It fucks kids up when you split up. So while I agree with Pixie, at the same time, you don't want to be in a situation where there's terrible tension in the house and blah, blah, blah. I think if it's a one-off mistake, you guys should try to work through it.
Got it. Perfect. Curveball. One-off mistake. Ready? Gentlemen, scenarios flipped.
Yeah.
You're married. It's all good. Things are good. You got the kids. It was a one-time thing that the girl cheated in the hotel bar or whatever. It was a one-time thing.
Wow.
Hold up the red or the green and whether you... Okay, hold it up.
Yes.
Okay, so hold on.
You don't care about marriage and the sanctity
Here
of
we
it?
go.
I agree, though.
The ladies
I agree with
will
them.
stay with their man even though he cheated for the family. The gentlemen, nah, you're not playing that game. You cheated once. Forget about the kids. I'm leaving your ass.
They're not wired that way.
McQueen, David, Kevin, Troy, all divorce you.
Gross.
David, why are you leaving the girl? Your wife.
Yeah, this is where it falls apart, because what that means when a woman does it versus what that means when a man does it is usually not the same thing. And if we're looking at it from the same lens, it seems unfair. There's also things that I can't get away with that she could. Having sex with someone else isn't one of them.
Like what?
That's a good question. Like being...
If you decided not to pay the mortgage one month.
Let's say she had an
Backed out of
emotional
escrow.
affair, but there was no sex, right? I could probably look past that. I just think that's
Most women do have emotional affairs.
Yeah, or maybe she's paying
Self-reported.
bills for some other guy or something stupid. That's not a deal breaker for us. We just think you're dumb. But to have sex with somebody else, we're probably not coming back from that because she doesn't respect us anymore. If you do take them back, oftentimes now they actually respect you less and the emotions start spiraling down.
Okay.
Wait.
It's almost like a trap you can't get out
Thank you.
of.
McQueen, you said you would leave her. That's gotcha. It would be an easy question. I'd be dismissing my job as a good host to ask you a basic ass question. So I'm not going to ask you a basic ass question. What would it take for Christy, cheated on you, you've got the kids, what would it take for you to stay with her? What would you do?
She cannot do anything that would make me stay with her.
Zero.
Wild.
Zero.
No.
There's nothing she could do.
There's nothing. It's not just her though. It's any girl.
Insecurity
You're
issues.
You're done.
Yeah, it's
So the
over.
girl cheats one time, marriage, you are done.
Yeah, because it's
Whereas
like
the girls will say, listen, one time we'll stick around other than Pixie. Kevin, what would the girl have to do to be able to have you stay?
What if she cheated?
If she cheated.
Nothing, but I never said that I would cheat and expect a woman to be okay with it either. I don't get down with that. I know most of the red pill community does. What I do acknowledge is the biological differences between men and women. And of course, like what Janelle was getting into and Troy was getting into, the idea that generally speaking, if a man cheats, he wants to get it done and over with, and he still loves his woman.
Yes.
He's just being a fucking dog. And when women cheat, it's for reasons of seeking some sort of emotional need that she's not getting from you. So it's so much more of a confirmation that you really need
Who here?
But I don't cheat. I'm a man of God.
Respect to you. Who here?
I don't know how.
Red or green? Just hold them up, and then depending on your answer, I'm going to call on you. Is actually cool with the understanding that maybe once in a blue moon, once a year, whatever, that your man may cheat on you with another girl. Hold it up.
Are we okay with it?
Hold it up. If you're okay with it.
The whitest girls are like,
1,
no.
2, 3. So half the panel gets it. Tracy, why do you get it? I mean, not get it. I'm not condoning that. Why are you okay with that?
Because men will be men. But I'll get you.
What do you mean you'll get him?
I'll come for you.
What does that mean?
That's all I mean.
It sounds like
It
some
means
assault and
that
batteries
you
happening.
could do you, but when I want to do me, you better shut the fuck up.
You know, let me tell you something. You've always been classy and respectable. We just saw the ghetto side of you. Like, Tracy's ghetto ass shit just came out. Janelle, why is it okay for the guy to do it?
Because sex for men is different than it is for women. Listen, a man has his ego that has to be intact. This is why you cannot ever critique a man if he doesn't get an erection or if the sex, there's a time and place you have to talk to him about it. If you take a man's ego, you kill him, you castrate him. They did this study on lions, and they said, what is the lion's mane for, on male lions? They shaved it off. This is a true story, you can look it up. They tranquilized him, shaved it off, and then they put him, he was with other lions in the zoo, right? He saw himself in a reflection in one of those mirrors that they have where they're drinking water, and he stopped eating and he killed himself. The moral of the story is a man is deeply attached to his ego. Sex for a man is ego. It is their way that they ultimately do connect, because men have to have sex to be intimate. Women need intimacy before they get to sex. So for men and women, sex is different. So it's polar opposite. It is, and that's why it's the beauty and the difference.
Got it. Amy, you look confused.
That would make sense, but elephants are the only animals that are self-aware enough to look in a mirror and know that that's their own reflection. No other animal is recorded to be that self-aware.
Look at the studies.
Okay, we'll look at them after. But so far as I know, the elephants are the only animals that can look in a mirror and be like, holy shit, that's me. They start opening their mouth.
They're the king of the jungle, bro. They're the king of the jungle. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but that's a very different instinct than self-awareness.
Maybe I'm not supposed to follow this. What do the elephants in the mirror have to do with
nothing? I'm just saying it was a weird analogy. It was a weird analogy. It's inaccurate.
We're going to move on.
Because you're in the masculine, that's why.
I feel like a lot of the women here are not very self-respecting in themselves, and I think they're not actually thinking about their children ahead of time when they come with these answers.
What do you mean women here?
I mean, people saying, oh no, like I'm okay with my man like sleeping around, cheating around, that's totally fine with me. I think
that's not what we said,
when
though.
we're talking about like a high value man, when we're talking about the idea of being with somebody consistently that's a good partner, if he does not have the self-discipline to stop himself from sleeping with other women that you don't know who they are, you don't know the instability they might bring to your children and marriage, you should not be okay with that. I think when it comes to like a marriage, you should be with a man who is high value, who's willing to commit and be disciplined.
Do you even know what the stats are for marriage? The number one reason people get divorced? It's cheating, darling.
It's money.
Ladies,
you can,
Janelle,
we can
we're going to cut the mics. Relax. There's 30 minutes left, so I want to get 2 more topics in. You fucked me up, Janelle.
People don't know facts and just want to be feminist rants, and it's not cool.
Okay.